What is up, homies? Christian back at it again with another Twin Sons action figure close-up. And today I have for us something pretty special. I have the SHFiguarts Rey and D-O from episode 9. So, I wasn't originally going to get this figure because the Black Series looks really good, in my opinion. But someone online had a deal I couldn't resist, you know? You can see me in the reflection there. Had a deal I couldn't resist. So, here we are. I have the Rey and D-O, and I figured I'll open her up for you guys and we'll take a look at it. So you can see here, we have the Figuarts plastic prison. It says Rise of Skywalker up here. The sequel trilogy for them has this red outline around it. It says here, Rey and D-O. And that little text there, if you're trying to figure it out, it says, SHFiguarts is a new standard figure series that incorporates the Tamashii Nation's action figure art under the theme of pursuing character expression through humanoid action. Quite a mouthful. Definitely sounds a little Englishy, I feel like. But Rey and D-O, Rise of Skywalker. On the side, a little promo picture of her. It just says that same little tagline again. On the back, we just get more promo pictures of her. Shows some of our option parts, as they like to call it over there. We get foreign legalese down here. We have that over there. On the side, it just says what we got here. Bottom, I guess that's a phone number in Japan. And on the top, it just says here. But we're not here to look at foreign boxes. We're here to look at foreign figures. So let's crack her open. So I figured let's, do something out of the ordinary. Let's start with D-O here instead of Rey. So, as you can hear, I do not have the Black Series D-O. I'm sure you guys all remember that. Fortunately, D-O was lost, and then D-O was lost even more so in the move. So he's just gone forever. So it's nice to get a new 6-inch scale D-O for my shelf. And as you can see here, he is looking really good. Let me see if I can pull him. Actually, got this new camera here. He's looking really good. So you can see they did a great paint app down here. Some sculpt work in here, a lot of sculpt work up in here. A little rivet there. The green on there looks really nice. Looks like a little Phillips screw head or something up there. It does have neck articulation, and it's actually swivelable, as you can see there. So that's really cool. Also goes up and down. You can have a lot of emotion with D-O like that. Really nice. You can see that on the front. He's got a little grill on the front, his little voice box. They sculpted in all that ribbing there, and then up in there. And its antennas back here are not movable, not articulated. That's very interesting that they went so far to do the head to all these different directions and stuff, but they did not bother the antenna at all. And if I recall, the Black Series one actually had movable antenna. So, very odd. Did not do that here. But overall, looks really good. Really like the way this guy looks, and he comes with a much nicer stand than the Black Series one. He comes with this little clear stand that has the treads, and you can see just a lot bigger. If you recall, the Black Series stand was just this minute little piece of plastic that you'd rest here. So, he actually like slots into that one, this one. It's a lot nicer with stand. So this D-O looks really good. Glad I got another D-O for the shelf now. Take a look at Rey now, shall we? And here's Rey. And she looks really good right off the bat. I only have one gripe with her sculpt. I'm just gonna get it off right off the bat. Her neck's a little long. A little long neck, I feel like. But it is not for without good reason. And I'll get into that later. So, just do some fancy footwork here. You can see this head sculpt looks really good. Did a really good job portraying Daisy. The printing was really good. No gloss or sheen or anything to it. It's not really pixelated at all, even close up on camera. It's a little pixelated, but if you guys remember their early face sculpts and the face printings, it was super pixelated on camera. Looks really good. No wash or anything to the skin though. But it looks really good. The entire outfit looks really good. So, I mean, I've already been over the Rise of Skywalker costume before, so you know what it's like. One thing that Figuarts does differently than Hasbro is they don't really put any texture on the legs, which I know some people don't like. I personally like it. I'm a fan of it. You can see the hips already dropped down a lot more, but that's based off of how you rotate, and as you can see there, go up and down. But yeah, she came packaged with the blaster and the holster, and you can see here, oh, if it wants to focus for me, they actually put little rivets and stuff there. Sculpted those in, looks really good. I'm sorry about my allergies, guys, they're really bad today. They painted the buckle here. But yeah, overall, there's a bit of a flatness to it, but I kind of like that. It's different than the Black Series. I like how clean it looks, how clean her elbows look too. Just see there, you can see the one little line that goes through them right there. The sculpting work on here looks really good. You know, actually for close-ups, I got this golfing tee to point at things. So you can see that sculpting work here on the bracelet. You can see they have a peg for her lightsaber. The hood lays really nicely. Really, really nicely. It's very natural the way it lays down there. In the back, her costume looks, again, flat. They put a lot of work here into all this overlay and these flaps and stuff. They look really good. Knee pads look good as well. And the boots, they've actually toe joints, you can see there. They kind of made it look like rivets in the shoes or something, which I like the way they did that. So yeah, costume, we've seen it before. It's pretty basic, all white robes and stuff. I'm a fan of it. I think this is my favorite costume of all three of hers, of the main ones. I'm a really big fan of the Island Journey one. I think that one might actually be my favorite, but of the three standard costumes, because she wasn't in that one for very long, the big three people think about, I think this one's my favorite. Now let's go over some of this SHFiguarts articulation though, shall we? So for the head, looks down, a little bit of up, not really much. You should maybe just like look up at the height of someone like Kylo Ren, and that's pretty much it. It's flat. Obviously we got swivel left, swivel right. There is some tilt. That neck does look really long when you focus on it though. So we do have tilt though there. And she does have a lower neck joint down there, so you can see there how that works. So you have her almost like hunched over and looking forward. Here she is back there. All right, sorry about that. And we're back. So that was the head and neck articulation. Now we'll be looking at the shoulders. Shoulders get up to 90. And it seems like they have butterfly. So you guys can see that there, just a little bit. But I appreciate almonds of butterfly. So I'm just really happy we got some. And the same on this arm. Arm strap all the way around, but because of that costume, when you're going up, it's going to go up to like 45 degrees. And it goes back in there. The elbow is a single jointed elbow, but pretty good range. Gets past 90 there. I really like the way SHFiguarts does her elbows. I always just think it looks really good. And it looks really good here too. It's very non-intrusive. And I believe there is, yep, there is some elbow swivel. Not too much, I wouldn't stress it beyond about that. And then the wrist, we get the SHFiguarts wrist. So I'm actually gonna do that. And you can see it's got that. But the thing with the wrist is it has the peg, and you can spin it any which direction you want. So you can have up and down or side to side. They don't limit you like Hasbro does. And that hand I'm just gonna boop, back on. Other arm, same articulation. So here, let's check out her ab crunch. A little bit of ab crunch. See, kind of recoils back there. Not as much ab crunch as I would like to see from the SHFiguarts. I will be honest here. barely any lean back too. So that's a little disappointing in terms of articulation. Usually Figuarts have as good of or better articulation than Black Series. And to see this lack of crunch or tilt back, a little disappointing. And no lean side to side either. This waist is just stiff as a board. A little disappointing. But, my gosh, we don't even get swivel? Unless there's something stuck on my figure. Oh, there we go. So, it looks like this rubber piece is covering an actual body underneath it, I think. Which actually makes sense. And I see these seam lines right here. And right here, I think that this body is underneath this piece of rubber, and that's why we have no crunch, because as I'm swiveling, I gotta hold it by here. And you can see it swivels there. So, it does swivel, but no crunch. That crunch is coming from the hips. So, yeah, all that crunch there is, as you can see, at the hips and legs, not at the abs. So this is definitely a piece of rubber tunic over a body underneath this, a buck, if you would. So, for her hips, you see this features, I don't know if I've ever covered this before, this is something called drop-down hips, where you can see it comes up to here, not very much, but you can drop the hip down, and generally, nope. All right, so generally in drop-down hips, you pull these hips down further, and it gets better articulation, but not so much here. So interesting that she has drop-down hips to begin with then. You could do the turn, she gets higher up, but as you can see, it goes to the side. You can kind of turn back, but that's a little ugly unless you try to get that to cover it in your shot. So I'm gonna call hips up to here, so like 45 degrees. Oh, I just noticed too, this peg fits the holster. So you can actually attach that right there. Now that's just something you have to be extra mindful of though when you're articulating, so I wouldn't bother with that. I might actually just cut that little peg off of my holster, to be honest. Knees, they are single jointed. Figuarts perfected the single jointed knee, in my opinion, the way it looks. As you can see, it's just very smooth, non-intrusive at all. And then when you have her straight, I mean, look at that, it's barely a seam line there. It looks great. So that's looking really good. Her ankles, up, down, and swivel, side to side. And as I mentioned earlier, toe joints right there. So that's looking pretty good too, like that. Down, up, down, side, 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 side. Just one more time for good measure. So honestly, the figure has a little less articulation than I would have expected from the Figuarts. But that's not too bad because the sculpt is great, the paint apps are great, and she comes with some really nice accessories. So let's get into that right now. To start us off, I'm just gonna unslot her pistol that I don't think she's ever used except episode 7. But she probably just keeps it at this point more as a memory of Han than actual use. Let's take a look here with this handy dandy peel. You can see they put a lot of effort into this. A lot of rivets here in this sculpting. A little touch of black paint app right there. All this exhaust over here. All these lines that go through it here. So where the blast would come out. Actually put a line down here. You know, I think that's just the mold line, but it looks really good right there. Other side, all the same. They actually put some grip onto the handles here though. And we got another bolt there, another bolt there. The silver wraps around, which is really cool. I like the way they did that. So, Blaster is looking good. Now, of course, she comes with her staff. She always has to have her staff, even if she doesn't use it. So, Rey's staff looks really good. Let's see. Let's go through it. Put a lot of sculpting into it. You can see they have some lines up here on the top, and even all the way here at the very tippy top. Looks good here. Put the rivets here. It's so thin that the camera's having a hard time focusing. I'm sorry. Put some rivets here, and then it leads down to an extra grip right there. And you can see that's looking good right there. All that sculpting that comes out right there. Looking really good. That grip right there too. I actually painted these silver rivets right here, but they kind of missed on the bottom. So you can see that there. No rivets on the other side. They actually painted this little chain link a nice little bronzy color too. And you can see they got like an olive here almost for that band little wrap. They actually painted that brass bronzy buckle right there too. You can see they put that texture that was right here. They sort of just made it smaller and put it down the entire middle right there. And then they have her bandage wraps here. Or I guess this is actually where she grips it, not over there. So they put that paint app right there, that brown with her bandage wraps. And then it's sort of just in the casting color here and here. They did put a darker brown right here though, which is nice. Another shade of brown right here. This is a different brown than any other brown on the staff. So that's nice. We got that bronzy, coppery gold right there. And then right here we just got more of that texture. More of those little outlines there. Some texture there. Overall, I think this might be the most detailed race staff we've gotten so far. It looks really good. I think this is the best one. She also comes with the reforged Hero Saber. So it's got that leather band in the middle, which I really like, holding it together right over the power activation switch. Has the peg for the belt over there. I'll show you guys that in a second. This looks really good. Painted a nice brown band, the gold on the activation switch, the black here on the pommel side. They did put the little, I guess that'd be the hook band right there, even though it doesn't hook on, which is great. I do have some figures that actually hook onto the figure, and it never works out well. Can we all remember 40th anniversary, 40th anniversary of New Hope Darth Vader? His hooks on, and that thing always falls off. So you can see they did the red. Oh, come on, activate. There we go. The red button right there, which they try to make the activation button, but come on, we all know it's here. You can't fool us, Disney. So they put some sculpting in here too, all the details. Overall, it looks really good. And let's see how it fits. Try to. Ooh, yeah, that was easy in. And it is, it feels on there. Like it's coming out a little bit, but you really got to play with it. Like it's still in there. So that's looking really good. Get that lightsaber on the side. We get this blaster back in her hilt. And Rey is decked out, looking great. I like that look a lot. She also comes with a lit one. Not going to go over this one as much because, as you can see, it's pretty much the exact same, except it has the blade. So before Figuarts would cut the saber in half, and you'd have like the top half with a lit blade and the top half with an unlit blade. This is so much nicer. I really like this. I'd rather just get two different sabers, one unlit, one lit, than have to worry about tiny pieces, and those just get lost forever. You know how that is. Now, she is a Figuarts, So she does come with different hands. So let's go over some of those right now. Let's pop this off. And first off, we have, oh, and sometimes these can be a little bit difficult to get on. Like this one does not seem to want to get in there. If you ever have a problem getting hands on a figure like this, just heat up the hand and the joint over. I usually just sort of, I'll hold a figure with tongs, or for something like this, I'll put it in like a metal spoon and just hold it over a pot of boiling water, because I don't have a hairdryer in the house. That's the best way to do it otherwise. I can't get this hand on, guys. I'm sorry. But you can see here, it is just a relaxed hand. Just sort of hanging off the side there. For her next hand, looks like it's a grippy one. Let's see if this one will go on. This joint does not want to let any hand on. So it's definitely a joint issue. I'd probably just heat up the figure in that case, now that I know it wasn't that singular hand. I'm sorry, guys. So you see here is a saber holding hand. Here we have so this could be both a pointing hand, point off in that direction, or it's actually, Rey just has really good trigger discipline. So this is to hold the pistol, but she's not gonna have that finger in the trigger well, because she knows her stuff. She knows not to do that. And all these hands I'm showing you, we get another hand on the left side that's the exact same. So you can see here on the left side, like, we have the trigger hand, pointing hand. So we have this one, which looks like it's for the staff, because you can see it's open. And then we have this closed one, clearly for the saber. So clearly for the saber. Oh, so this is how we're gonna play it, huh, Figuarts? It opens up. Usually stick that in there. All right, I can tolerate this more than I can tolerate having two different tops, because this I'm doing just once, and the saber is still gonna be complete after. You don't have something you can lose. This is, once the saber is gonna be in this hand, it's never going to stop gripping that saber. Oh my goodness. Pardon all the birds in the background, guys. We have my parents' bird over, so everyone's going crazy. And as soon as I say that, they're going crazy. So, there we go. There we go. So you guys saw how hard that is. That is very difficult to put on. I'm honestly just gonna leave it like this. I will literally probably never take it out of this hand again, because there's no reason to. Just put it in the accessory box like this, and you're already ready to go. So, really nice. Holds the saber very tightly, as you can see. And then yeah, we have the fist that she comes with. So she comes with a fist, a relaxed palm, a trigger finger, pointing finger, a lightsaber hand, and a staff hand. So that's a lot of hands she comes with. But for now, apparently the only hand she wants is her fist hand. So I'm just gonna put that back on. So she does come with one more accessory, which is my absolute favorite accessory. Her hood. Oops. And you can see here that it's definitely gonna be a little weird to put on. Putting it on reminds me of the Last Jedi Luke. So in that brown costume where he wears the hood and stuff, the Figuarts hood is like this, where you pop the head off. You can see the neck comes off too. And you actually just pop this off. You can see her chest comes out there. So it's like that Last Jedi Luke, because you actually take the head, the neck, and you run it through the hood. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see that review of a Last Jedi Luke. I already have the figure, so it's not really going to be like a first look review like I usually do, but I'll definitely go over him for you guys if you want to see what he's like. He's a great figure. Maybe I'll do it anyway. So, but let me know if you guys really want to see it. Drop a like if you want to see that. Drop a comment. So this goes in here. That doesn't look right. Let's try to get that in first. Get that in all over. This neck doesn't want to pop in. You know what? Oh, and her leg fell off. I'm just gonna cut away when I snap, and we're gonna come right back. So, I will just say that was definitely a lot harder than putting on Luke's head and hood. Getting this to line up in the front, and still not perfect. Definitely took some finagling. But, this is definitely how she's getting displayed. I love the look of having the hood up. I wish she wore it for more than just a little bit when she was, running away back to Octo. Wish she wore it longer than that. Because this is just a great design. Really like the way this looks. I feel like it could probably be going in a little bit further, but it's not too bad at all. Really like this look. So, and you're just left over with this. You're going to have to keep track of. But looks really good. And I have for us the Black Series for a side-by-side comparison. SHFiguarts definitely has a taller forehead and a less wide face. The Black Series face is definitely a little bit wider. Neither of them look exactly like Daisy Ridley. Both of them look good in their own right. And then I actually have right here too the Dark Side Rey. So you can see how light side and dark side both hooded. Dun dun dun. They look good next to each other. So overall, honestly, the Black Series is really good. I think if you have the Black Series figure and you're not crazy like me, I don't think you really need this one. Unless you really, really, really want that hooded display option. The Black Series one is nearly on par. That's why originally I wasn't even planning on getting this figure, but I got her at a good deal. So I was like, you know what? I gotta take a look for that price. So I got her. Definitely a displayer with the hood up. I mean, if you guys know anything about me, I'm not gonna have too much Rey in my life, so I wasn't really gonna complain about having the same figure twice. If you really need the hooded option, I would say get this. But otherwise, the Black Series is great. This figure is not that much more of an upgrade. And some people argue that the face looks worse than the Black Series, just because the Black Series has that nice little smirk to it. I like the serious look here, especially with the hood up. Looks really good with the serious face. The D-O is definitely really nice. The accessories are all really nice. But there were the ab joints, that crunch was lacking, which is a little saddening. And this hood was a real pain in the butt to put on. I'll admit that. So if you're all figure arts already, you don't have any Black Series, you're gonna need to get this one to scale best with your collection. If you're Black Series looking to get some figure arts to spruce up your collection, I don't think this was a must. But if you're a diehard Rey fan, like as you guys know Eric is, and I would consider myself one too, I would say this is worth the figure if you can get a good price. I would say this is worth the figure you're getting. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see that Luke review. Let me know what SHFiguarts you guys have, if you have any. And let me know if you have this one too. So until next time, may the Force be with you.